More than 100 miles on the bike is coming to an end here in Penticton and Subaru Ironman Canada. And at this point in time, as you see, the second place rider, Scott Curry from Calgary, playing to the crowd, and how happy he must be to be in this position first of all. But look at this. I mean, he's thrilled as if he's won it already.
He's very excited. It's nice to see. He must have already exceeded his expectations. To be second place coming off the bike, that's no small feat.
And heading out, this is your leader. This is, and I think still a surprise leader, this is Courtney Ogden.
Now, Courtney Ogden does have an Ironman win, so he might be a bit of an upset for some of the Canadians that were race favorites heading into this race.
Oh, we have a change for third place. That is Bastille, the Frenchman, who has gotten by Brands, the Dutchman. And again, we go back to our leader on the run. This is Courtney Ogden.
And this is where the runners are really going to come through and the times can change significantly. What kind of a runner is Courtney? We're going to have to see on that one.
And Jasper Blake making his way in. Here is the second place, the Canadian Scott Curry heading out. You want to get out and run as quickly as possible. You have to, though, get your headspace, I would think, into running. How important are these transition areas?
They're a huge key to this race. If you just lose your mind for a moment, get too excited about the other people in the tent, I've seen athletes run out with only one sock, not wearing a watch, and all those things are a disaster later on in the marathon. And here we see Jasper heading out, looking amazing. Very fast cadence, nice relaxed shoulders.
Jasper Blake, of course, one of the favorites going into this, finds himself joining the run in fifth place.
And that's also Gordo Byrne, another one of the race favorites, just heading into the 10.
Okay, now Jasper Blake starts the run in fifth, but 4 minutes back. And Dave Harju, did he blow up on the bike? Finds himself now 8:40 behind the leader. And already Jasper Blake making his move by Bastille. This is into third, and he sees Ogden on the short, in and out.
As you can see, he looked at his watch. He doesn't even care about the person he just passed. All he wants is that first place.
And for him, this is an all-important event.
I feel I can win it, and I definitely do need to win it. You know, I've been really close. I feel really good this year. I think one of the things I realized is that I've been trying to do Ironman races in about 8 hours 30 on about 8 hours 50 fitness. And the one thing I've learned in the last year or two is that I just needed to up that fitness, especially on the bike, so that I'm not losing 15 or 20 minutes. I'm maybe only losing 10, and then I can use my run as a real weapon.
Hard to believe. He wants to up his fitness level. Here is one of the most fit people in the world. How do you do that?
You start to look at the little minute things, what you eat, what shoes you're wearing, what bike you're riding. Every little thing counts.
Here is your women's leader. From Australia, Belinda Granger is out and running in Penticton all the while falling back and reaching for...
It's a salt tablet, and Lisa's done extensive testing in Hawaii at a lab to find out how much salt her body needs at these extreme temperatures at this level of exercise.
And probably getting more frustrated because she is falling back on the bike and realizing, yes, her strongest event, the run, is coming up, but could she be too far behind?
And you're going to see Lisa fly through this transition. I've never seen any athlete go as quickly from one to the other as Lisa does.
It is Courtney Ogden, the Australian, who continues to lead the men's run. And second place belonging to the Canadian Scott Curry.
And Scott's strength is his bike. His run has been a little bit of a weakness. He's got to do everything he can to hang on to a top 3 position here.
And trying to stay cool, or as cool as he can. Wearing the number 25, he was the favorite coming in, Jasper Blake. And trying to close the gap now on Curry.
And once he has him in sight, I think there's no way that Scott's going to be able to hang on to the second place. Jazz is now moving into second, and a huge chance at a first place coming up.
And that is probably more mentally the game here, when you know you're being passed and you're trying to keep the kick with that person in front of you.
This is the hardest thing, getting past and not letting it destroy you. You've got to keep fighting for every little second.
All right, Lisa Bentley is off the bike, and she is now taken off after Belinda Granger.
And this is where it all happens. Lisa is a faster runner. She can usually take 10-15 minutes out of almost anybody, but Belinda's been getting ready for this for a long time.
Granger, we know the motivation when she came here. She had been beaten, of course, by Bentley 5 times in Australia. Now she starts the run. Look at Bentley, how she was hurt on the bike. Nearly 17 minutes back of Belinda Granger as they start the run. And that seems too comfortable for her. Can she be caught?
Well, if Lisa's behind, she definitely can be caught. But Belinda switched coaches. She's known her run is her weakness. She went to an Australian coach who's worked magic with a lot of athletes, and she's been running incredible amounts just to get ready for this battle.
Do you want to know that you're 17 minutes back?
Well, I don't think I would, but Lisa definitely knows it.
I will never give up, ever give up. You know, if there's 1 kilometer left in the race and I'm 5 minutes behind, I will still believe that I'm going to catch that person.
We're into the run here in Penticton, Subaru Ironman Canada on TSN. And there is second place, that's Jasper Blake. And as we pull around the lake, that's how close the gap is now. There is your leader, that's Courtney Ogden.
And Blake came into the race with a plan. Come off the bike within 10 minutes of the leader, and he's executing it perfectly.
A 17-minute lead, well, nearly 17 minutes, 16:49 to be exact. As your women's leader, that's Granger from Australia behind the lead vehicle. And Bentley, knowing that she has to make it up on her strength, and that's the run.
And every little minute that Granger put into Bentley on the bike, Lisa's fighting for it now. Every little step she takes is cutting into that lead.
No, and look at this. How disheartening this must be. Bentley sees Granger go by, and what's the first thing she do? Check the watch. Can I make up the time?
And she would have already seen that she's already gained some time on Granger.
And the German, Ina Reinder, she is struggling. While in 4th place, Lori Lynn Leach of Canada, who was second here back in 1999. Now, while things continue to heat up in the pro women's race, the amateurs continue with their personal battles. And there are many things to overcome beside the distances. Athletes have to take care of fueling their bodies, keeping their minds focused on the task at hand. It is a very fine line between pushing one's physical and mental limits and falling apart. Once an athlete gets into trouble physically and mentally, it is very difficult and sometimes impossible to recover. Some are running, others mostly now walking. But either way, the march towards the finish line continues. Unfortunately, the McGiltons have had a second of their 5 family members pull out. The 180-kilometer bike ride just too much for Pauline, while Jen, Tom, and Bud, well, they continue to forge ahead.
It's great. Knowing that they're out on the course or finished by now helps push me along and keep me going.
It's been awesome. It's really amazing my dad's out here just making it happen. I don't know how he's doing right now. He might be doing all right.
He's still in it.
It's half the battle. Just got to make the bike cut off.